Hello. All right, we're live. Awesome. So, welcome to pretty much the first version of this live stream. What I call, I guess, live basketball betting live stream, where we just watch basketball on this TV I have on the left. It's not going to be on the stream. I'm sorry. I'll get shut down. But we're going to talk about basketball tonight. Just talk about basketball betting. You know, I'm sure people are ready to focus on other things besides politics, so why not basketball? So as you can see, I'm trying to find a basketball game on the TV, but I got my betting spreadsheet up, so I want to point something out. So if you've been following my website for the past few weeks, you would probably notice that the totals were not doing good, and it was very heavily skewed towards unders. And so the past 2 days, I've done kind of like a deep dive trying to figure out what's the deal. And I think I found the answer. And literally, like, the reason the stream started a couple minutes late is because I think I found the answer maybe 30 minutes ago, and I reran today's simulations and uploaded everything to the website. And I finished that maybe a minute before I started the stream. And I think I figured the reason why it was doing that. How I was calculating expectations specifically for turnovers, I think it was overestimating the turnover percentage for some teams, and therefore it was overestimating the amount of turnovers in the game, and therefore fewer shot attempts, fewer made baskets, and lower scores. And so I fixed that, and right away I could see a lot of differences. So this... Where's the St. Joseph's game? All right, so the St. Joseph's game. That was actually the game that I focused in on because I actually was trying to focus on two things. I was like, why is St. Joseph's considered tied? Like, my model projected this to be pretty much an even Stevens game, with St. Joe's actually winning 51% of the time. And I was like, okay, why? You know, I was diving in. I was like, okay, why is that the case? Because if my model has a plus 650 dog winning 51% of the time, I need to investigate that, right? And so I actually found the answer to my under problem while I was investigating that, because the way I was calculating expectation was the problem. All right, I'm going to turn this Arkansas-Tennessee game on because I have a bet on that. Plus 330 Arkansas, who's up by 1 right now. I need to update this. Yeah, so I was going through and I found the problem with the expectation was overestimating turnovers. And that, when I fixed that, like immediately the score jumped up. Like originally it was 78-78, but now it's 83-83. So that's plus 10 points right there just on that game, just from the change in expectation I made. And that was pretty much the case across the board. So now you see a lot more overs. And when you look at the live total results, it's 9-2. Let me update this. Why won't you update? There we go. And now the live is 8-3, so I think we're already starting to see some results. Yeah, a lot more overs, so I think I figured the problem out for that. But as far as the question as why is a team that's a 650 dog even Stevens with their opponent in my model, well, I looked into that, and honestly, that's just a byproduct of the way my model is structured. So let me go here into our studio. I want to show off a function I have real quick. I will take, on this broadcast, live betting requests. If you want to have a live bet where I actually run the simulation for a game, let me know in the chat and I'll try to get that to you. But let me just do it for Arkansas and Tennessee, right? So right now my model projects. This is a quick and dirty projection. I can't do the Monte Carlo run for every single game, otherwise this would be permanently frozen. So I had to do just a simple projection here. And right now my model projects Arkansas is going to win by about 1.3 points, which is down from the last update. That's what these arrows represent. So that means that if it's down, it means the away team trended down since the last update. If it's green, it means the away team trended up. And then this arrow is for the total. So if it's up, it means the projected total was up from the last update. If it's down, the projected total is down from the last update. Self-explanatory. And then we have the results based on how my current projection. And these don't start updating until at least 12.5% of the game has been played. So once that happens, then this will start to fill in. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be all green because it's based on my pregame projection. So this has a live betting feature, so I can do custom live bet requests. So let's say you're on Arkansas with me at plus 330. By the way, all these plays I made, Arkansas, Wofford, St. Joe's, and Nichols, I had 5, so I'm guessing 1 got canceled, and that was George Washington. Yeah, that game got canceled. So I have 4 live bets tonight. So if you're on Arkansas plus 330 with me, you would say, hey, can we get a live bet projection for the Arkansas game? I'm like, okay, I'll do that for you. So I just click on this button right here, and then it sends the signal to our studio to start running that game. And then when it beeps 3 times, it's ready, and I can show you the result. Waiting for the beep. It takes about like 15 seconds for a full game, so. There we go. And then I click on this button, and there we go. So the live bet projection for Arkansas, Tennessee is about the same as it's exactly the same as what my model has it. But unlike over here, it gives percentages, which is important. So the true live money line odds for Arkansas is minus 117 because as of right now, my Monte Carlo projection has Arkansas winning 54% of the time as of the current score, and covering 81% of the time if you took them at plus 8.5. And going under 68.1% of the time, my model had it going under, so that's good. So that's basically what that feature brings is percentages. So you can get a hypothetical percentage of how things are going to play out. So if things are looking dire and you're like, man, let's see, like, you know, I was testing it out during the St. Joseph St. Bonaventure game because I played plus 650 because, you know, it is what I'll explain that in a bit. But it was close for a while, but then when St. Bonaventure started making the run, I started running it, and St. Joseph's win percentage started going down and down and down. By the way, if it's a dark color with white text, that means the game's finished. If it's outlined in yellow, that means it's one of my personal plays that you can see. So that's kind of how this works. I'm kind of excited. Let me zoom in on it just so you can see it better. But yeah, this is awesome. You know, I've been running with this. It's pretty cool. So if you have any live bet requests, you know, I can't constantly do it, but I'll definitely be more than glad to help that out for you. That's the thing, you know, with my betting apps, you know, I want to see what live games they're offering, if any, on my betting apps right now. So let me log into my Westgate app, and we'll see what live bets are being made. But, you know, as of right now, my model is doing pretty well. But like I said, this can change. It always does because this is only based off the first halves of all these games that are in progress. But you can't be dissatisfied with the start. All right, so let's see if there's any live in-game college basketball. Okay, so yeah, right now they are offering 5 live bets for college basketball. We got Rhode Island and Richmond, we got Virginia Tech and Louisville, we got Georgetown and Butler, Georgia, LSU, and Arkansas and Tennessee. And right now the live line for Arkansas, Tennessee is plus 2. So you know what I need to do? I probably won't be able to do this tonight, but I need to program in a way to compare the live lines. Like I had that. It gives you the true money line odds. So I guess you could say, here's what the odds should be. So right now the odds should be Arkansas minus 1.2, and right now they're giving us Arkansas plus 2.5 live on my app. So honestly, you can do simple math right there. I guess, let me try to do it right here. Equals C6 minus D6, and then I'll color this in a little bit. There. So right now it has Arkansas winning by 1, but the line they're offering, well, it's off the board now because it resumed, but now they're up 31-26. So anyway, this could be fun, right? It's like games I don't have bets on. So Rhode Island and Richmond. Let's do a live example for that. Let me update this first so we can see where we're at, so I can feed it the most accurate scores. I don't have a timer that updates this automatically because it would just be too resource intensive. There we go, 59.67. All right, they're offering Rhode Island plus 7.5. Let's see what the live bet has to say and see if we can have an opportunity in that game. But what I don't see here is totals. So I guess, oh wait, yeah, it does offer total. Okay, good. I just had to click on a different link. All right, so they're offering Rhode Island plus 7.5 right now. What happened? Well, this has Rhode Island minus 9.2, so looks like Richmond is the play live according to my model. The true odds is plus about 2,000 for Rhode Island. What are they offering there? It's not even there. Totals, I should have like a projected total as well, which is right here, 150.6. They're offering 159.5. Huh. Does that add up? This has 150.6 as well. So, yeah, obviously under would be the play according to that. I guess it's right. What did it do? It simulated about 18% of the remaining game. It has Richmond adding about 12 points to their score and Rhode Island adding about 11 points to their score. So I guess that's about right. What was the posted total? It was 144. I had it going under. It's going over according to my model. So anyway, I just programmed this in like a couple hours ago, so there might be some bugs we need to work out. But yeah, this is kind of how I have it. So if anyone has any live betting requests, I can fill those in. Arkansas is up by 4 right now, which is ideal. You know, it'd be nice to hit that after the St. Joseph's game. So let me go back and explain why the St. Joseph, my conclusions were. So let me come into here and let me just do a game. Let me simulate the full game, St. Joseph's versus St. Bonaventure, just so I can explain what I'm talking about. So while that simulation is going, the way my Monte Carlo run works is it doesn't use team stats. It uses individual stats. So once I have that done, I can show you what I'm talking about. But I know most people are going to use team stats for their simulations or projections. I use individual stats because I like the idea of being able to use the most up-to-date rosters. Team stats are going to be the whole season and therefore are going to contain players that maybe are hurt or are out from COVID or whatever. So let me show you. So for this simulation, the way I do it, this is, there's 357 teams in Division I, so you're not going to be able to be like I did in baseball and stay on top of everybody's roster. There's just not enough hours in the day. Who would want to do that? So honestly, what I do is I do a two-pronged approach to trying to make sure the roster is as up-to-date as possible, and that is I use the most recent game's roster, all players that played at least 5 minutes, right? So that's what this roster for St. Joseph represents. This is the 8 players who played at least 5 minutes in their last game, right? As you can see, it's only 8 people. Yet, if I do view MCOA roster, they have 12 players on their roster. That means it's excluding 4 guys. And honestly, all 4 of those guys play a decent amount. And here's the deal, right? We're going to find out which 4. I know Anthony Longpre was one. I know Greg Foster was one. Jack Forrest was one. Or no, he was in there. So Anthony Longpre, Greg Foster, Ryan Daly, and Antoine Jansen. So those 4 players were not in the simulation against St. Bonaventure. And here's the deal. If I sort this by turnover percentage, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 of their top 5 turnover players who turn the ball over a lot by turnover percentage did not play. So that means St. Joseph's turnover percentage for the game against St. Bonaventure is lower than their team average because we're excluding 3 of their most turnover-prone players, meaning in the simulation they turn the ball over fewer times and they, had more shot attempts. So honestly, the 3 players they excluded, 1, 2, 3, their offensive rating is what it is. One of them has a really low offensive rating, so that's good. Greg Foster Jr., who when he does play, plays about 65% of his team's minutes, right? Yet he has one of the worst offensive ratings on the team, meaning addition by subtraction. Him not playing actually helps St. Joseph, at least according to my stats. And so not only that, but he turns the ball over about 4% of his possessions, so addition by subtraction. So basically what I learned is I'm going to go to a website because they already have the box score up, barttorovic.com. It's like a free version of KenPom. So I'm going to go here, and we're going to talk about St. Joseph's. I think they're in the 140s. So even though they're 0-8, their stats honestly aren't that bad because they played a very good schedule so far. So let's look at their roster. So the guys who were excluded, when you sort it by this stat, so Longpre, Jansen, and Foster. So like 3 of the 4 players that are excluded have a red PPRG, which is kind of like his WAR for basketball. So addition by subtraction, those 3 guys not in the St. Joseph lineups helped their overall chances, right? But here's the deal. They lost by 26, so my model is off. But why? Look at who played. Longpre played 12 minutes. Jansen played 4 minutes, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm not saying that those 16 minutes are why St. Joseph's lost, but you got to remember, when you're using an individual lineup-based approach, you're going to have outliers like that because my model saw those guys not playing as addition by subtraction. And so that's kind of the 4-1-1. And with St. Bonaventure, they've only played, 4 games? So we're still kind of in new territory. They had up until today, every team they have played, while a top, Yeah, so the worst team they had played up to today is Akron at 1, so still a top half team, right? But they hadn't blown anyone out, so their stats aren't going to be that impressive. So a team like St. Joseph's, who's adjusted stats because they played such a strong schedule, they are. One of these metrics ranks St. Joseph's strength of schedule so far as number 1, right? So all their stats are going to be adjusted upward, even though they're 0-8. Their schedule has been adjusted upward. Yeah, every team they played except Drexel is good. So that's kind of the deal. St. Joseph's not as bad as their record. St. Bonaventure, we still don't know. And that's why it was so even, the projection. Because honestly, let's look at St. Bonaventure's schedule again. St. Joseph's is ranked 156. That's about equivalent to Akron and Hofstra, and look at that. They won both games by single digits. And St. Joseph's probably a little bit better than Akron and Hofstra, at least according to the metrics. So that's why my model had it so close. And when you factor in the addition by subtraction with St. Joseph's roster for the game, that's why it was close. So just kind of trying to explain things. So let's come back over here. Does anyone have a live bet request? Yeah, that's another thing that I found when I was doing my research into St. Joseph, St. Bonaventure. I was just calculating expectation wrong, but one of the changes I made is that I was calculating the 2-point to 3-point ratio in a not a wrong way, but not the ideal way. So I changed that because when I was doing the diagnostic, I saw that my simulation had St. Bonaventure averaging only 9 3-point attempts a game. I was like, no, it has to be higher than that. The quick and dirty expectation I calculated, it should have been 17, and so I went back and changed that, and then the new run I had, they had 17 3-point attempts, but the reason it didn't really change anything was because it just cannibalized their 2-point attempts. So it didn't really change the numbers, but still I got a little bit more accurate there. And that's another thing. Yeah, St. Joseph's does live and die by 3, and what was their stats in this game? Probably not good. That's another thing I noticed when I was doing those 2-point, 3-point ratios is St. Joseph's 3-point ratios, they shoot more 3s than 2s. So that's why. And St. Bonaventure does not. They shoot more 2s than 3s. All right, so they were 10 of 34. I mean, that's not terrible. But yeah, you got to make more 3, especially when St. Bonaventure made the same amount with 11 less attempts. And also made 10 more 2-point attempts. But like I said, it was a close game. It was only a 2-point game about 4 minutes into the second half, but then they just ran out of gas. So that's how that worked. All right, I have my chat over here and then the main computer over here. So whenever I look this way, I'm looking at the chat. Have I ever paid a tout for service before? No. Well, you want Texas A&M? Well, it's not a live bet yet, so what I have is I have A&M losing by 14. So with a 14.4% win percentage, a 22% cover percentage. Yep. The game goes over 56% of the time with an average total of 137.2. My model disagrees with your Texas A&M play. I'm sorry. Virginia Tech total. Right now, let me update this. All right, right now we have it at 145, so it looks like it's going to go over, and it's not even close. But let's see. Let's calculate what the percentage chance will be that we get burned. Even though I don't have a bet on the game, I can look at the live line, you know, what's being offered live, and take it from there. So right now, the live for Virginia Tech Louisville is 137.5. What does my model have it at? 136.1. So if you're playing a live line, you would play under just a little bit. Let me zoom this out right there. What are they offering spread-wise? They are offering Virginia Tech plus 8.5, but my model has it at 12.8. So honestly, I'm going to place a live bet right now on Louisville. Why not? If my model says 12.8, but the live line is 8.5, why not? So I'm just going to place a small bet on it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, you know. This is just the front. All right, but placing the bet. This is the first live bet I've placed on this app, so if there's any errors, oh, it is. But no play on the total just because that's pretty close to what they have live. But minus 8.5 live, I just did Louisville minus 8.5, so that's another bet. I need to program in a way to add live bets on here so I can track them along right here. But this is for full games. I might have to create a separate section or tab for live bets, but just keep that in mind. We do have Louisville minus 8.5 live now, along with all of these. As long as Arkansas can hang on, though, I don't really care. I have them at plus 330. They're up by 7 at halftime. So let's go ahead and see what our live chances are now for Arkansas, and then while that's going, I'll look at the chat. Man, I need to find a way to keep this screen from turning off. All right. Yeah, Ryan Daly being out for St. Joseph's does hurt, but he hasn't played in a while, so. To determine minutes, it's their minutes percentage or the average percent of minutes they play in games that they play. I have 2 columns. Let me show you what I'm talking about, by the way. Let's look at our Arkansas game. Whoops. Dang it, I actually clicked on the wrong button, so we have to let that go again. I'll have to do another one and then go back. All right, so while that's going, let me show you what I'm talking about. So this column right here is percentage of minutes. This is the percentage of minutes they play in games they've actually played. So in Ryan Daly's 5 games that he's played this year, he's averaged about 79% of his team's minutes. and he averages about 62.65 possessions per game. But I have another column, which is minutes per team game. Ryan Daly's the third. So he's only played 56% of his team's total minutes because he's missed 2 games this year, 3 now. But that's what this is for all team games and not just the games they played in. So, but honestly, I just use the most previous roster from the last game, and then I have an ability to subtract players manually, like I did for Oscar Toshibu or whatever his name is the other day for West Virginia, because that's like guys who might have played the last game, but then they announce like afterwards, but before their next game, that they're not going to play. So that way I can manually make sure they're excluded. But I feel like, with 357 teams, that's the best way to do it. Just use the roster from the most previous game, and then what their average minutes are for the season and games that they have played in, and then a way to manually subtract players if I need to, but only for big names. I'm not like going to the injury report for all teams and like subtracting every guy who played last game who might be out. That'll take too long, not enough hours in the day. Just the big name, high usage guys that'll make an impact. Because when I did the simulation with Oscar Tshiebwe or whatever his name is, he's a top player for West Virginia, probably top 4. But his absence only made like a point difference, right? 1 point. So it's honestly not that big of a deal unless it's like a high usage guy. But even then, that 1 point can make a difference. I think it was 1.2, and it's mostly on the defensive end. So probably because of his rebounding. Man, I need to zoom in on this chat so I don't have to squint. All right. You're new to macros. My question is how I get all the NCAA data. You're gonna have to scrape it. Yeah, that's the hard. There's no easy way to get data for sports. There's just not. You have to scrape it. I hate it too. I hate scraping. It's the reason my college football model is so elementary these days. It's because obtaining the data just became too much of a chore. But thankfully, Major League Baseball has their Savant page, which is awesome. And then college basketball, you can still get it from a few sources if you want to scrape. So there you go. How long did it take me to build my model? Well, I built this college basketball one from scratch, and I started like a couple days before Thanksgiving. It's still a work in progress. There's still stuff I'm doing with it, but it probably start to finish, probably 3. So my baseball one, I only worked on it on the weekend, so it took me a couple months, but like I said, I only worked on it on Saturday and Sunday and not anything else from that. So it just depends on how deep you want to go, but it does take time. It takes time. There's no shortcuts here. There's no guarantees. Caleb Mills leaving Houston. You know what? I'll show you another frame that I have. I plan on adding more to my website. I'm going to show you this frame. When it's done. I haven't run it today, that's why. All right, Caleb Mills, here we go. He's played 4 games this year. His personal offensive efficiency is the highest on the team, so yeah, that would be a pretty big loss. What's his offensive rating? I mean, it's 80 or 117. Yeah, he has one of the highest offensive ratings on. Yeah, so that would be a big deal. But when was the last time he played, though? That's the question. According to my model, he hasn't played enough games to enter the national rankings for these stats. So yeah, let me go over here. I eventually plan to have stuff like this on my own website, so I don't have to use Bart's. But let me find Houston. Caleb Mills. Okay, so yeah, he didn't play in their last game, but he did play the game before. So yeah, I can see why him leaving would be a big deal. But yeah, he is pretty good. So that, yeah, that would be a loss, but he wasn't factored into the SMU calculation, so that I ran the other day. All right, let me go back to this and let's do the Arkansas Tennessee live. See where we're looking. Yo, what's the deal? All right. Yeah, I have like a feature that I have like a timer running on R that like determines when I click this button right here, but if nothing has changed from the previous time I clicked it, then it won't run the new simulation, so that's why I have to do UNC Greensboro and Wofford first. And when that's done, then I can do this. Okay, it's done. So now I can do Arkansas and Tennessee. We're going to see what our win percentage is now, our live win percentage for Arkansas. All right, so now we have a 77.7, so 7 and 9 chance of Arkansas pulling this out. They're up by 7. My model thinks they're going to win by about 7 points. If you played the spread, which is 6, I think, 8.5. If you played the 8.5 spread, you have about a 19 and 20 chance of it covering. But over and under is still pretty close. My model had it as under 142.5, but we're looking at 143.4, so pretty much even Stevens now. Okay, we have some more live bets being offered. Wichita State and Houston just got added, but the game just started, so I'm not going to do anything yet. All right, Arkansas just hit a 3. It looks like to go up 10. Or no, Tennessee hit a shot to close within 5. So why the guy on the bench was celebrating. And offensive foul on Arkansas, so Tennessee's getting the ball back. So not a good start to the second half for that bet. But let's update this. If in case you're wondering where I get this automatic updating from, it's from the ESPN API. All right, where are we at? Louisville and Virginia Tech. Man, sometimes it wants to update and sometimes it doesn't. There we go. All right, so Virginia Tech actually improved its chances from the last update, but is still projected to lose by about 12. So, and then Wichita State and Houston just went on. Wichita State's up 3-0 early. My model has Houston still winning by about 18. What's the live line being offered? Houston minus 8.5. I'm not going to jump on that yet. Too early. Like I said, until enough of the game is passed by, this won't even update. So right now, totals went from 9-2 to 5-7 pretty quick. My model has not been able to solve totals, even though I think that change I made will make an impact. Like I said, it's still a small sample size of only 12 games so far, but it's been hard. And I think that's why when I go to my website, I think that's why totals, let me zoom in on this. Whoops. Look, anything with a value of 6 or more for overs is hitting at 60%, and I think that's why, because if my model is picking over, it's probably going to go over because it's so biased towards unders. But that's I think I made that fix now, so I'm probably honestly going to redo the keys, especially. I won't change like these numbers right here, but I will redo keys because not only will it make an effect for totals, it's going to make an effect for spread as well because, like I said, the way turnovers are being calculated is different now. So that'll be a big change. All right, Virginia Tech's closing the gap. That's not good. Remember, we have live minus 8.5 for Louisville, and they are now down by 8, so they're covering that. Not good, but it is what it is. Any other live lines being offered right now? The live line for Louisville now is minus 7.5. Georgetown and Butler. Here it is. They're currently offering Butler minus 1.5. My model has Georgetown coming up on top by 2.4. So I'll see how that plays out. I don't want to be like a live betting addict, but really just looking for opportunities. Xander Evans, as far as a basketball model is concerned, I mean, my Analyzing Sports with Excel series can teach concepts, but I do plan on doing a series about how to do this stuff in R at some point. It's just a lot, because if I'm going to teach people how to use R, I can't go into the video assuming that most people know how to use it. I mean, there's definitely a learning curve to it, and that means more videos, or more detailed videos. But yeah. I could do that. It's just a bulk of a basketball model is calculating the adjusted stats and less about how the actual simulation is run. I'll put it that way. Once you understand how the stats work, from there it's pretty simple. All right, Tennessee is closing the gap. They're only down by 2 now, so not looking good for Arkansas. 42-40. I mean, it was just a matter of time until Tennessee turned it on. Let's admit it. Uh-oh, Tennessee can take the lead here. Oh, he traveled, ref. Oh, that was such a travel. Lamar. Okay, my model really loves Nicholls State for some reason. That was another game that I did like a deep diagnostic dive on today. My model has them winning by 30. That's like ridiculous. But there's really nothing I can do about it until more games have been played. That's just the nature of all this. But they've already screwed me once. They were the biggest value team of the entire season against the spread when they played Sam Houston State a few days ago, and they lost outright. And once again, here they are. I actually played them at minus 335, and they're down by 9 already. Let's do a live view of this one. How screwed am I? My model still has them winning 80-62, so still by about 18. Not the 30-point margin anymore, but garbage in, garbage out. That's what they say, right? Okay, Tennessee just tied the game. That's not good. The thing with scraping is that it's really just a trial and error type of thing. You have to know how HTML works and all that. You have to know how to get the proper nodes and tags and everything. It's a real pain in the butt. Scraping is. And a lot of websites these days don't make it very friendly for scraping purposes. All right, so still a 92% chance of Nicholls State winning. So, but scraping, yeah. There's a reason I haven't done a video on scraping. It's just because it's hard. It's not hard. It's just it's tedious. It's a trial and error thing. You keep trying until you get the right tags to get the data you need. But it's the only way to get data without paying for it. I mean, I guess in my Analyzing Sports with R series that I eventually do one day, I can do maybe a section about scraping in there, just basics. But ultimately, it's a hard concept to teach because you gotta have a basic knowledge of HTML, not like a big knowledge of HTML, but a basic knowledge of it. Otherwise, you're not going to get anywhere, and it'll just frustrate you. It's a technical thing. It's a technical thing. Ben Doyle asks, when making a model, should you use this season's stats or last season's stats? Well, the answer is both. So my college basketball model currently uses a I generated before the season preseason estimates of what teams' ratings will be this year using the previous season stats over the last 4 seasons, and then it's a hybrid. Then, as more games are played, the amount of influence the preseason projection gets is diminished, and the amount of influence this season's actual stats is raised. And then once a team has played 20 games, their preseason ratings are phased out entirely. But until then, it's like gradual phase out of the preseason estimates. So the answer is both. You need to have a way to fill in the gaps until enough games have been played. And unless the sport is baseball, where a ton of games are played and you have the luxury of waiting a month as a sample size is built up, you need to generate preseason ratings of some sort. You can pay a sports data service as opposed to scraping, but most of them are unaffordable. I mean, there's some out there, I forgot what it's called, but they have like basketball data that you can buy for like a subscription that's pretty affordable. I don't know what the exact price is, but I forgot the name of the site. It's like sports something, but the only sports I saw on there were like basketball and NHL. I think both NBA and college were on there though, but it's for sports like football, it's just unaffordable. Baseball, there's no need because you have baseball saving, and then basketball, it's just a matter of how much patience you have with scraping and how much if you're willing to pay for data. I've considered paying for the basketball data service just because, like I said, scraping can get unreliable. And what happens if the site changes the HTML format or changes the way they present their data? Then what do? You have to start all over again. So I can see the benefits of both. All right, Louisville's back up by 10, which is good. But Arkansas and Tennessee are tied. And this is going to worry me because I bet on the minus 335, and I bet 3.35 units to win 1 on that one. So, like I said, I dived into it this morning. For whatever reason, my model loves Nicholls State. I don't know why. I could not figure it out at all. I have a feature called MC Diagnostics, and then we can do the MC away. So we projected a turnover percentage for Lamar of 29%. That might be a reason. What was so basically Lamar turning over the ball twice at the rate of Nicholls State, pretty much. That probably explains it. As well as Lamar only hitting 33% of their shots. There might be a bug. I don't know. I'll look more into that tomorrow, but yeah. You can't be perfect on everything. Let's put it that way. Tom Labate, that's not a bad way to do it. That's really not. It's not. I mean, there's no easy way to get, or you're not going to get perfect when it comes to projected rosters for the game. You're not. There's no 100% perfect way because, like I said, nobody has the time of the day to go through all 357 teams and calculate their projected rosters. No one can do that. All right, at least totals are now at 8 and 7. They're at 8 and 8 now. But overall, my model, as of the current projections, is up 5.47 units total. And then My own plays, it still has Nicholls State winning by 10, but that's getting grimmer and grimmer as the clock ticks down. Virginia Tech's now in the 8 zone, which is not good. If that game's on TV, I'd rather watch. Is that game on TV? That's the thing. I have the sports. It's probably on the ACC network or some channel I might not have. I just got this TV the other day, Cox Cable, so I don't know the channel lineup yet, so I don't know where the ACC... I think I'm paying for the ACC network. I just don't know what channel it would be, so I'd have to Google that. Let me first make sure it's on TV. Because Arkansas is up by 4, about to go up 5. No, he missed a free throw. Up by 4. So Virginia Tech and Louisville. I don't see how that's sports related, by the way. They had the Capitol breach as a headline on ESPN. So ACC Network, so I do get it. Google. Dang it, now Virginia Tech's down by 6. So that live bet I made was ill-advised. Unless Louisville could pull away. AC Network Cox channel number. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm paying for this channel. 171? Is that just Roanoke or is that... yeah, nothing came up for that. Yeah, I bought the sports package. So, okay, all the channels in that 1171 range are in Spanish. So, where are the sports channels at? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm paying for like all the conference networks. I think I even get the Longhorn network. Right now I'm in the movie channels. Man, I got a lot of channels. Where are the sports channels? Okay, here we go. All right, I just saw Big Ten Network. I'm going to be disappointed if I don't get the ACC Network because I paid for the sports package. I have the Pac-12. I have the SEC. Man, do I not get the ACC Network? Man, what's the sports package I paid for then? I mean, I get BYU TV. I should get ACC Network, right? Maybe it's only offered in markets where the ACC is located, and I'm definitely not in an ACC network. Oh, there's the ACC. Okay, I do get it. Awesome. It was way down there. All right, Virginia Tech and Louisville. Final. Oh, it's not part of my subscription. What? Get out of here. What? I paid for the sports package. That's ridiculous. Man. Oh, well, we'll have to follow that game the old-fashioned way. The old-fashioned way. All right, 64-69. I really need Louisville to kick it into gear here. Yeah, my college football betting went very well. Ohio State, Ball State, yeah. I didn't even mention that. But yeah, if you followed my college football bowl picks, you would have made money with me. Okay, so, Tennessee took the lead. That was quick because they were up by 4 when I started looking for ACC Network, and just like that, they scored 7 points. Maybe that's why it's in a commercial because Arkansas called timeout. All right, at least Nicholls State's making some inroads here. They're not down by 15 anymore. They're down by 8. What are some good live lines being offered? All right, so we got Georgetown's being offered at minus 4.5 right now. Georgia's being offered at minus 4.5. Where are they? Here we go. Wichita State and Houston. I should have taken that Houston minus 8 earlier. Now they're at minus 11.5. St. John's and Xavier. That game's too early. All right, if anyone has any live bet requests, let me know. What are some live bets we can make? All right, Georgetown's being offered at minus 3.5 now. I wonder if I should jump into that. I'm going to do a live. Let me update this. It should be 47 to 40. There we go. All right. Let's see what we got here. Because if it's, you know, my Michigan-Minnesota pregame projection is a Michigan 85.7, Minnesota 73.6. So Michigan by 12.1 with a total of 159.3. So according to my model, Michigan in the over. All right, so it has Georgetown winning by 6.5, and they're offering 3.5. Total 134. What's the total being offered? 137.5. I should have a way to like be able to input the live lines, but I don't know. Should I jump in on Georgetown minus 3.5? Why not? Why not? You know, it's a live stream. Might as well. Placing bet on Georgetown. Minus 3.5. All right, let's check on Louisville. All right, they scored. So 2:47 left, and it's pretty much, I need more out of Louisville. So what I'm hoping is that Virginia Tech fouls a lot and gets Louisville to the line a lot. Arkansas, Tennessee is tied at 49. Did I bet on Wofford? I forgot about them, but they were winning. And it looks like UNC Greensboro is making a run. Let's assess my chances. Man, Tennessee just hit a 3. Not good. Did my sound go off? Because it's not doing the beep when the live projections are done. Okay, there we go. Do you hear that? All right. So my chances of Wofford winning are only 35.4%. Not good. Oh, well. All right. You got Michigan at minus 5.5. Good. You got some good closing line value there. VCU live bet. You want to know? All right, let's go. It's not up. It's VCU's not being offered on my app, but I can tell you the stats anyway in case you want to know. Man, I should have taken that Georgia line when I had the chance when they were at minus 4. Now they're up by 10. All right. So right now we have VCU winning 98.8% of the time. I don't think that, but covering their 6-point spread 92.3% of the time. Average margin is 16.2. If you can get that offered, good luck. Oh man, Virginia Tech just scored. I don't think I'm gonna win this live bet right here. The live bet curse, because when I bet this one, it was Georgetown 47 to 40. Now it's 47-42. The live bet curse. I need Wofford to kick it into gear. I couldn't stand Wofford last year. Ooh, look at this, Nicholls State. Yeah, they closed that gap pretty quickly. So maybe my model was onto something with them. Look at this, totals are now back above water. But like I said, I made all these plays right here. before I made the fixes in my model earlier. Hey, Tristan DeLorenzo, what do you mean by minute percentage? Are you talking about like individuals when it comes to the rosters of basketball games, or like min percentage? I'm guessing that's what you mean. But honestly, anyone who played at least 5 minutes, so that's about 12.5% of minutes in the previous game. Yeah, Glenn Bolthus, or however you pronounce your name, I made this last week. It allows me to track all my model. Like, because if you watched my live streams a couple weeks ago before I moved here, you would have seen me doing this manually and like entering in the results manually and everything. That wasn't going to cut it. So I decided to do it like this. Man, I think my live bet on Louisville is going to lose unless there's some foul shenanigans down the stretch. But if my Georgetown one can come through, it's a wash. All right, Arkansas is down by 1. What are my current chances there? Right now it has them losing by 1.9. Offensive foul on Tennessee, so Arkansas is going to get the ball back with a chance to take the lead. Man, what happened to Wofford? They're doing so good in the first half. All right, time to assess my Arkansas chances now with about 10 minutes to go in the game. They have the ball. All right, 43.5%. So, I mean, I have a 330 ticket, and their true money line odds are 130. So I'm still holding a valuable ticket. If I could live bet Tennessee at plus money, I could win either way. Did Arkansas just score? Yeah, they did. They're up now. Awesome. I think my Louisville live bet's going to lose because Virginia Tech is only down by 3 now. Man, talk about a collapse. They're up by 12 when I made that bet. Oh, man. Tennessee just took the lead with the 3. All right, the live bet curse is on. All right, Wofford at least made up the gap there. All right. That's the thing. Arkansas's defense is not that good. They keep allowing wide open shots. Learning Python or R takes time. It's an investment though, because you can use Python and R for so much more than just sports betting. I mean, you can use it to get a job, like a career thing. So don't view learning R or Python as something you just do to help you bet on sports better. Learn it as an investment for like your life, because you can use it in so many different applications. I learned R. I mean, I already had some good programming language before I learned R and Python knowledge. So if you have like no programming knowledge at all, it might have a bigger learning curve. But, oh man, Syracuse ended up losing. Jeez. But anyway, back on track. It'll take a couple months to learn Python or R. That's just the reality, because you got to get the concepts down and how the language works and everything. But it's one of those things that the more you use it, the better you get at it. That's the best way to learn any language, is just use it for something you're passionate about. That's my main issue with like boot camps and web tutorials and YouTube videos teaching you how to like learn Python or R, is that they often like the examples they're using to teach you are often boring. Like one of the main ways they teach you how to use R is this data set called Iris. And it's about flowers and their length of their stems and petals and everything. That's boring, right? But if it's something you're passionate about, like sports, you're gonna learn it so much better, because you're passionate about the subject matter that you're using to teach yourself how to use R or Python. And so that's why it's better, because you're passionate about the subject, so you're going to learn it quicker, you're going to learn it better, right? And so, but it's an investment. It's going to take time, but it's worth it because you can use it for so many more applications in your life. You can use it to get a job. You can use it at work. Honestly, that's how I moved up the ladder in my career, is getting really good at programming languages like Python and R and being able to use it in my job. So there you go. I would say at least a couple months, though, depending on your prior knowledge of programming in general. Programming knowledge, what you have, what you already know about programming. But, I believe that they're not paying me to say this. I'd like them to, but they're not. But I think the website Data Camp is a good resource to learn those languages. It's $150 for a year subscription, but it's worth it. I think that's better than paying for a boot camp or something a lot more expensive that will give you the same results. Yeah, I endorse Data Camp. Hopefully they'll pay me, though, to say that, but they're not. Tristan DiLorenzo, I'm answering that question. I made a video last night on keys that'll answer that for you. Keys, just my most recent video besides this one will answer that question. Baylor, Gonzaga this year. If they played each other, I'd pick Gonzaga just because I think they'd match up well with that 2-3 zone. But I think Baylor's a better overall team. Yeah, the best way to get baseball data is Baseball Savant. Yeah, I saw that Boston University is wearing a mask in their game the other day, but they're playing Holy Cross, who, at least according to my model, is one of the worst teams in the country, and they only won by 7. But Boston University was the preseason pick to win the league, but I don't like that. Forcing them to wear masks. Here's the deal. So here in Nevada, at gyms, they make you wear a mask in the gym regardless of how hard you're working out. And so I'm there doing weighted dips yesterday, and I feel like I'm about to pass out. I didn't have a mask on. I had like a neck thing on, And honestly, I don't think my gym cares that much. They don't. But, they say, just go ahead and do it in case there's like a surprise inspection that comes in that would shut us down if people here are working out. But I think that's stupid. Obviously, the person who made the rule that you have to wear a mask when working out, regardless of your intensity, has never worked out before. Because having a mask on while doing intense exercise, I felt like I was going to pass out. And so that's what I feel about the Boston University players having to wear masks when they're playing basketball. That's dangerous. These guys are going to pass out. You can't breathe. You cannot breathe as well. You get dizzy. You can't get the oxygen. And trust me, playing basketball is very tiring. I don't think the average person realizes how tiring playing basketball can be, especially at the level they play at. You need to be very well conditioned. It's hard. And wearing a mask, I just think that's abuse. If I were the players, I would boycott that crap. Connor, I'd love to do a player prop model. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, my simulations give box scores and everything to where I could easily do that, but I just don't know where I'd bet the player props at for college basketball. I can do it in baseball. I don't even know if... Yeah, that's the thing. Like, these apps... They don't offer player props, for at least at Westgate or Circa. Yeah, there's no player props on these apps. So honestly, it wouldn't be worth the time investment just because I don't know where I'd bet them at. I'd love to, though. But the thing with player props is that they're very soft markets. They're actually easier to beat than the normal markets, and therefore you can get limited a lot quicker. Man, this game's fallen away from Arkansas. They're down by 4, and it's just things aren't going their way. right. Yeah, my poor Louisville live bet. That was, I wouldn't say it was ill-advised, but it's like as soon as I made that bet, they just unraveled. Oh, look, they're only up by 1 now. They went from being up by 12 and they're only up by 1. You know what I'd like? Overtime, and then Louisville wins by like 10. And look at this, the Georgetown. My live betting is not working the way I want it to work tonight. And the game's further slipping away from Wofford as well. I went 0-3 on money lines last night, and I could go 0-3 on money lines again tonight. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Does Wofford have anything left in them? Do I think they're better than UNC Greensboro? No, I don't. But my model, said to play them, so I did. Let's see what our current win odds are for that game. Yeah, I mean, even for NBA, if I did the same model for NBA, so I have a 19% win chance for Wofford now. It's slipping away. But if I did it for NBA, like I'm looking at this right now. I'm looking at the Westgate app, betting app, and I don't see anywhere where I could bet player props on here. Because I don't trust offshore sports books. I don't. And so it would have to be stateside. No one's offering player props on here. Maybe BetMGM does. I haven't signed up for them yet. Maybe they do. But yeah, there's no props here. And I don't think they do it for NFL either. Yep, I don't see any player props for NFL on there. So yeah, it's just, I would need a place to bet. Don't get me wrong, I would love to bet player props. I would love to have a setup for that, but I just don't know where I'd place those bets at. I wonder if I still would have played Arkansas and Wofford and all that. Yeah, I would have. So this game ended. I lost that bet, the Louisville live bet. What a choke. Now we have to wait. Now we have to have Georgetown. Man, now my Georgetown live bet is losing. Yeesh, the curse of the live bets. Yeah, DraftKings and FanDuel, they do have player props, but I can't legally. That's not legal in Nevada, so I can't. My model uses coaches only for preseason tempo estimates. That's it. I will show you what I'm talking about. I think it's on here. I mean, yeah, I have a list of the coaches right here, and I just use it to determine what their tempo tendencies will be. That's it. So nothing about running up the score or anything like that. It's just not part of it. Man, look at this. Remember when ATS was 9-2 and now it's 6-11? Whoosh. But that's, this is all keyless right here. That's why keys are so important, because you have so many games that are so like without any edge at all that are being counted into that. Robert, for that though, you would need play-by-play data to do foul tendencies, and Bart does it. I'll show you. Or no, KenPom does it. I don't know if Bart does it. I know KenPom does it though. Yeah, KenPom does it. I'll show you what I mean. I don't have a KenPom subscription because like why pay for the data I already have pretty much in my own model. But he does have like a, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So right here, 2-foul participation, he measures that, the percentage of time players, but that's the thing, I don't measure, my Monte Carlo simulation isn't that detailed. First of all, I don't track play-by-play data, so I can't track this 2-foul participation stat. You have to have play-by-play data for that. I don't, and my model doesn't do things like foul outs, right? It's not going to track, okay, this player has 5 fouls, he's out now. It's not that granular. My simulation is more of like a possession by possession type of simulation, and then it just randomly assigns the probability of a foul going to a certain player. It doesn't get that detailed into the it's not what you would call a true simulation. I mean, don't get me wrong. It simulates every possession. It doesn't like start at 20 minutes and then count down a clock block. No, it just says, okay, this game's going to have X number of possessions. We're going to alternate possessions and determine what happens on each of those possessions until it reaches 0, right? So when I was doing that Wofford UNC Greensboro live simulation, my model said, okay, there's about 12.82 possessions remaining. So it simulated 12.82 possessions for each team 1,000 times, the results of those 12.82 possessions, and came up with an aggregate. All right, Arkansas missed the free throw, but they got and he dropped it. He got the offensive rebound off the missed free throw and then turned it over. Awesome. But they're only down by 2. I'm not freaking out yet. All right. Man, this live betting has not been good for me tonight. Georgetown's only up 1 now. Man. Bummer. Man, Arkansas is bricking everything. Taylor Saxon, you're probably right. You're probably, at least of the 2 live bets I've made so far, that's exactly how it's worked. Ooh, that's an offensive foul. Oh, it's not. Man. Yeah, I think this game's slipping away from Arkansas. Pretty much have to lean on Wofford now for any salvation. And that's looking bleak too. Both of my money lines are down by 6. And then we have a tie game with Georgetown and Butler. Man, this is all unraveling very fast. Look at my ATS plays. What did I have? Did I have LSU -9 in this one? Man. I mean, totals are 9 and 9. But ATS, that was 9 and 2 when we first started the stream. But I'm not, it is what it is. I have Houston as well. I had Houston -11.5. That's not working out. I mean, yeah, Taylor Saxon, that's exactly how it's worked so far. Like Wichita State and Houston, what's the live line on that one right now? It's not being offered. You can get Arkansas live at 10.5 right now, and they're down by 7. It's because Arkansas can't defend without fouling. That's their problem. Minnesota and Michigan, Boston College and Duke. So you can get Boston College plus 7.5 right now, and they're up by 4. St. John's and Xavier. Man, I need Georgetown to get it done, and they're not. Okay, they're up by 2 now. What are the... So my model has them winning by 2.1. What if I did this? So yeah. They're going to cover the 4.5 94% of the time, but yeesh. Wofford, it seems like they've been down by 6 for like the past 20 minutes. Can they pull a Virginia Tech, though? Because remember, Virginia Tech was down by what, like 12 with 5 minutes ago, and then... I'm looking for live lines. So Wichita State's up by 6 at half. Michigan's up by 4. It's too early for that, but you can get Duke minus 6.5 right now. That's the thing. I don't want to bet against Jim Christian. I like the guy. He's Boston College's head coach, and he's a nice guy. He was TCU's coach when I was a student, and when I worked for Fox Sports. He's a really good guy. I wouldn't want to bet against him. No, it is what it is. But what are home advantages these days? It's still higher than last season. That's the thing in home advantage. You think that like without crowds that it would be non-existent, but the home advantage is still greater than it was a season ago, which is surprising because I'm not seeing that play out personally. All right, now Wofford is no longer down by 6, which is good. They're down by 8. What are our live options? We can get St. John's. We can get Xavier to win outright right now at even money. You know what? I'm going to take a look at that. We got to get one live bet tonight, right? I cannot end the stream going 0-4 on live bets. I can't. So let's see what the model has to say about that Xavier even money they're offering right now. I still can't believe Syracuse lost. They were up by so much. My model had them winning by 30. So we can get Xavier with a 59% win percentage for even money right now. Oh no, they just went to minus 1.5. Oh man, missed the boat on that one. Let's keep an eye on it. All right, we can get Michigan at minus 9.5 right now. Let's look at money lines. They're not offering any live money lines. What about totals? So we can get St. John's and Xavier under 145.5. You know, let's do that. Oh, it shifted to 144.5 as soon as I clicked on it, but you know what? I'm going to take it. Okay, now it's back to 146.5. You know what? Let's do it. We can't go 0 for tonight. We can't. Okay, Arkansas is only down by 4, so, I mean, they're making a little comeback. It looked a lot bleaker a few minutes ago. I'm taking St. John's and Xavier under 146.5 live. All right, Arkansas, get that rebound. Oh, it said it's no longer available, and now it's back to 144.5. Now it's 140. Man, I really missed the boat on these live bets. Now it's back up to 145.5. I'm going to take it, but it's not letting me bet it. It's X'd out because it's currently in progress. Yeah, my model does take overtime into account if it needs to. If it's tied at the end of the simulation, it'll add, more possessions on and keep going until there's a winner. So all the totals and everything do have overtime factored in. And, man, Georgetown's losing now, so 0 for 2 on live bets now. That sucks. Totals are now 10 and 8. So I made the changes I made work for totals, but not for spreads. Okay, Arkansas's down 2 with 2 minutes to go. They just can't defend without fouling. This guy at number 23 is tall and skinny. Oh, that's an offensive foul. Oh, did they call that a block? Oh, get out of here. All right, let's see what my live chances are with Arkansas and Tennessee. So I have about a 1 in 4 chance of Arkansas coming through. I still hold a plus EV ticket at plus 330. But this one's a loss. Wofford's not going to come back. Yeah, that's a loss. Man, I really missed the boat on that St. John's and Xavier total because now it's at 142. Remember when it was at 146? And I went to bet it, and it said no longer available. I can get Duke minus 6.5 right now. Okay, Arkansas is down by 2 with about a minute 20 to go and a timeout. So man, what a disappointment. Like, it's the live betting curse. Like, as soon as I place a live bet, it unravels for the team. I can get Duke minus 5.5 right now. I can get it at minus 4.5 right now. It's that thing. When was the last time Duke played a game, though? It seems, I might be off, but they're down by 6. Yeah, I'm going to. When was the last time Duke played a game? Man, I really need Arkansas to get a stop on this possession. That's true. Losing bets with a good model. I don't know if my model's good or bad. I mean, I put a lot of time. I have fun with it. That's the most important thing. But yeah, I fixed an error. Okay, I can get Duke at minus 3.5 right now. They're down by 8. This page won't load. Okay. Yeah, this is their first game in like 3 weeks, so that's probably why they're down by 8 right now to Boston College, because they're rusty. So I don't know if I'd trust betting them live. Come on, Arkansas, get a stop. Get a stop. Oh, he got the steal. Timeout. Yes, he got it. All right, Arkansas is going to have the ball with a minute left, down 2. After that steal and timeout right there. Yeah, the curse is real, at least in my 2-game sample size so far in live betting tonight. So we can get Duke minus 1.5 at this moment. Yeah, Duke, you can get Duke at plus 1.5 right now. They're down by 12. Let's see what my model has to say about that. I'm going to update this manually. All right, come on, Arkansas. I should do like a tour of the studio. It's really nothing special. It's just an empty bedroom with the desk, the camera, and the TV over there. All right, let's see if taking plus 1.5 on Duke is worth. But that's the thing. They haven't played in 3 weeks. They're probably so rusty. Oh, get in there. Oh, it was in an. Oh, but he got the rebound and missed. Oh, he missed the layup. He missed the layup. Arkansas could have tied the game. Duke. I don't know. I don't know. What is the total? If that says 153.5 and this says 158.5, you know what? I'm going to go under 158.5 here. And go through. I'm not losing out on another bet because it takes too long to go through. Man, that Arkansas guy had the offensive rebound and missed the layup. Oh, that's the thing. Every time I try to get these bets in, the line changes. And then then when I place it again, it's like no longer available. I don't know when the commercial breaks are. I don't have these games on the TV. All right, Arkansas just scored, so they're down by 2. It takes so long to acquire my location. Like, why? Why does that take so long? That's why I'm not getting in on these bets, because it takes so long to acquire my location. And these apps suck. Maybe I should do it on Circa instead. I have a Circa app too. I'm going to open up the Circa app. And then I should sign up for BetMGM. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the Circa app and the Westgate app are the same exact thing. I don't see any live in-play wagering here for Circa, so I guess I'm stuck with Westgate taking so long to acquire my location. And it's, of course, as soon as it acquires my location, it's like no longer available because the game is frozen. All right, Arkansas is down by 1 with 24 seconds left, but Tennessee has the ball. We need some missed free throws here. Man. So right now we're 0 for 2 on live bets. But everything can be made right. At least Arkansas winning can cancel some of that out. It's actually, because I used to work for Fox Sports, so I used to do college basketball games. It's under 16, 12, 8, and 4. And then the first timeout of a second half is a media timeout as well. All right, come on, Arkansas. Man, I tried to get on a Xavier plus 1.5. It timed out, and now they're tied. Ugh. I can get Michigan minus 7.5 right now. Whoops. Let's see if that's a good bet. All right, I need a steal or a missed free throw here for Arkansas. Oh, you got him trapped. Are you going to foul him or what? Okay. So we have Michigan. I can get Michigan minus 7.5, and right here it says minus 10.6. I think it's too early. I'll wait. Of course I say that, and then Michigan will go on a big run, and then, I'll be like, I missed the boat. Okay. Duke's at minus 1.5, even though they're down by 10. I'm thinking Boston College would be the contrarian play there. Because everyone's probably loading up on Duke. Oh, they'll come back. And then I'm like, no, they won't. They haven't played in 3 weeks. But my model says there's slight value on Boston College right now, I think. I might play Boston College plus 1.5. I mean, I could easily see Duke losing this because they haven't played in 3 weeks. 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Whoops. All right. Whoops. This one has Boston College. Yeah, so no value there. The Houston-Wichita State game started back up. Let's check that one out. I don't want to end this live stream being 0 for in live bets. So let's check out Houston-Wichita State. My model had Houston by 21 before the game, and they're losing by 8. And that was without that Caleb Mills guy. I keep clicking on the wrong button. I need to bring this button over here. All right, I need this guy to miss free throws for Tennessee. He made the first one. This looks like a guy who makes free throws, so I'm not counting on him to miss. All right, I have Houston winning by 1.5. I can get him right now plus 1.5. I can get him at plus 2.5. I don't think that's enough value. Arkansas is going to lose. He turned the ball over. Didn't even get a shot off. Oh, well. Man, tonight hasn't been a good night. Look at this, minus 20.4 units. Because 4 and 15 against the spread. Boston College is up by 13, and they're still plus 1.5. At some point, you have to be like, okay, now they're minus 2.5. I'm going to check out Boston College here on the live thing. Oklahoma Baylor is now on my TV. But all my bets for the night are done, so it's all live betting from here on out. So Boston College, right at 2.5 what they're being offered at, so no value there. I can get, see, I told you I should have taken Michigan at minus 7.5. Oh well. Too early. I'll wait. Let's look at these totals. Okay, Houston's making their comeback. I knew I should have got on them when I had the chance. Oh, this is hard. I'm going to do the Houston game again. Yeah, my model had Baylor big in this one. They had them by 23, and they're at 5-0. Come on, I want to get on this Houston game. 122, the total is 125.5. Houston minus 5, I can get in at... It's locked for now, so I'll have to wait for it to unlock. Man, I knew I should have got it at Michigan at minus 7.5. Now they're at minus 11.5. Man, I'm just trying to find value. BC's now even. Still down by 10. Man, I really missed a boat on Houston there. I could have gone in. Remember I was sitting there, I was like, I'll wait. Duke plus 3.5? Yeah, I'm not going to. That ship has sailed. At least I'm in. Okay, I can get Houston at minus 4.5 now. I don't care. I'm taking that. Wichita State's momentum is gone. I'm taking Houston minus 4.5 live. Go through. I can't get screwed. Yes. Okay, I'm in at Houston minus 4.5 live. I am in. We are in. Any totals we can jump on? So Minnesota and Michigan, Boston College and Duke. So under, I want to take Duke under 156.5. Let's get in there. Under 156.5 Duke, Boston College. Let's go. All right, we're in. So we have 2 pending live bets now that hopefully will win and cancel out our 2 failures from earlier. Okay. Man, I really missed the boat on that Minnesota-Michigan. All right, yes, that's down to 149.8 now, the total for Duke Boston College, and I'm in at under 156.5. Houston and Wichita State. Is that on TV? Only one way to find out. I want to put a game, since all my actual game bets are over and done with. So ESPN Plus, which I can get on my computer. The thing is, I have like the top tier internet, so I should be able to stream it while I'm doing this live stream. Wichita State and Houston. Screw it. I don't want to stream while I'm streaming, if you know what I mean. Why I don't bet NBA? I just chose to build a model for college instead of NBA. I think the markets in college basketball are softer than the NBA, so it's a little bit easier to have a chance to beat. And also, I did have an NBA model a few years ago, and it's hard because you never know what effort you're going to get from a player on a given night, especially in the regular season. Too many times you'd see, players just not care in a regular season game. I feel like that's not so much the case in college basketball. But, I only have time to run one model during basketball season, and I chose college. Like I said, just softer markets. Softer markets, that's why. Man, 4-15 on spread bets tonight. That's ridiculous. But, not all those games are over, but still. Duke and Boston College projected total 149.8. I like to see that. Nicholls State pulled ahead. Can't forget about them, but I'll have to look more into it tomorrow, but I do not know why my model likes Nicholls State so much. That's the second time that they've been huge favorites according to my model, and when they clearly shouldn't have been. And I need to figure out why. Can I get so what are they offering second half line for Wichita or Xavier and St. John's? You can't bet it live, but you can get under 81 for the second half. What are they at right now? 54. I mean, I think under 81 is a good bet. My model thinks they're going to score 75. Man, Boston College is up 16 now. I should have got in on them at minus 1.5. Oh, well. So I can get Auburn plus 11.5 as we speak. Is that a good idea? No, that's right what my model has it at. You're on Duke. How many live Duke lines are you on now, Clint? So this Wake Forest Virginia game, I don't think Wake Forest is on here. I don't think they play. Oh, here they are. So right now it has them losing by what's the total there? 130.5 and my model has it 107? Something's not right. So the pregame projection was, what pace do they play at? 112. So the pregame projection was 56 to 47. And my model has it at 112. I'm going to play under 128.5 in this Virginia game. Man, why does it always have to acquire my location? I haven't even moved. By the time by the time it acquires my location, it's going to, the bet will no longer be available. How do I get my score data? I just use the API from ESPN, and I load it into an Excel Power Query and just pull it from there. Yep, by the time it acquires my location, this total will be off the board. Location timeout. Yep, couldn't even acquire my location. Good job, developers of this app. Can't even find a location. Do I have to turn off my Wi-Fi or something? I want to get in on this Virginia under before the line sinks like a rock. But no, it can't find my location. This is ridiculous. Come on, Westgate. Jeez. How's Houston doing? Okay, they're starting to make their pull. Yeah, Baylor's, they're 2-3 zone. What do you mean you can't acquire my location? Like, come on. I want to get in on this under for Virginia. Acquire my location, please. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm in under 133.5 in their Virginia game because my model has it at 115, so I think that's a good play. Now it has it at 114. All right. Nicholls State's pulling away. At least I'll get one skin on the board tonight, even if it's a minus 335. Okay, Houston's up by 4 now. Remember, I bet them live at minus 4.5. And then I had, I already forgot that other live bet I made. Was it St. John's and Xavier under? I forgot. I already forgot. I need to, write my live bets over here. Hugh, minus 4.5. Duke, BC, under 156.5, and then UVA Wake under 133.5. So those are my current. I'll be create a thing over here. Live bets. And then the ones we already had. Georgetown, minus 3.5. Loss. Louisville, minus 8.5. Loss. Houston needs to keep pulling away. I'm using Excel and R. So this is Excel, this is R. Man, now it can't connect. I don't know if it's my connection or the Westgate app, but it's... My model actually picked Wake Forest here at plus 800, and they're up by 10. I didn't play it personally, but my model had it. I'm surprised the Circa app doesn't offer more live play wagering like the Westgate app does. All right, so I can get Xavier plus 1.5 right now. Man, that Boston College Duke total's up to 161 now. I might have made a mistake with that under. Houston's up by 6. All right, so St. John's and Xavier. I still think an under bet in that game might... Oh, I missed the boat on that. Right when I said I'm going to bet the under, it went down. Okay. Houston's now minus 10.5 live, so we made a good play there. Wake Forest, I can get them at plus 4.5 right now. My model has them winning by 2.5. So that's 6 points of value on Wake. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until the first half's over because something's wrong with the way I'm calculating the total in that game. Because it keeps going up. Hang on. Wake Forest. So their tempo is 69? No. 68, right? And then Virginia is 61. So the expected tempo in that game was 59. That's why it's so low, but yeah. My model had the total in that game is 102, which that's too low. Like I said, I'm still working all this out. But the total just keeps going up. So that kind of worries me after that live bet I made. Okay, it went back down to 115. That's good. All right. Yeah, This is my first night to live bet, so live and learn. Looks like we might have a winner with Houston, though. All right. At least the ATS went from 4 and 15 to 9 and 15, so. And totals is 13 11. Money line went back. That's mainly because of Wake, though. If they hang on, that'll stay. I'm wondering if I should jump on Creighton here. I can get Creighton minus 10.5 right now. My model has a 14.7. I'll wait. That's too early. I can get Baylor at 14.5. My model has it at 28. If anybody has any live betting requests, let me know. All right. The Seton Hall Creighton game right now. Oklahoma Baylor 136. Auburn Ole Miss 140. I'm wondering if I should go the under in this Houston-Wichita game. Let's do it. Under 120.5, Houston-Wichita State. Get in there. And we're in. All right. All right. Now we have 4 live bets outstanding. 3 unders and a spread. Creighton is 20 to 11 right now. You can get it at 10.5. My model is at 14.7. I'm just going to wait just a little bit longer. $115.6 projected total, and I have it at under 133.5. Man, Oklahoma's shooting 3 of 17 from the field. And I can get them at plus 15.5 right now. You know what? I'm going to jump on Baylor minus 15.5. All right, we're in. It's like it's stressful when you place these live bets because you don't know if it's going to time out like it was earlier. Like I missed the boat on some good bets earlier. Okay, Creighton's now minus 9.5. They're back up to 10.5. I was just about to jump in at the 9.5, but oh well. There'll be more opportunities, I hope. All right, they're back. Every time Creighton moves to 9.5, I'm about to click on it, and it goes back to 10.5. Every time. I'm going to watch it like a hawk. I will be more than glad to get in it now. Okay, it's there. It's there. Okay, come on. Creighton minus 9.5, come on. All right, we're in. All right, we got in at Creighton minus 9.5. Awesome. Man, like right after I place that Baylor minus 15.5 bet, they get the 3-point shooter makes his shot and gets fouled. 4-point play. Like I said, it's been a curse tonight. I think live betting is for the action addicts. It's not been profitable for me to, like, every time I place a live bet tonight, like, everything is unraveled right after I've done it. Just like with that Oklahoma, like, I placed Baylor minus 15.5. They're up by 14, and then Oklahoma hits a 3-pointer and gets fouled and goes to the line and makes it. So now, just like that, it went from 14 to 9. Baylor responds, so now they're back up by 11. Can't forget about that Houston game, though. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. We placed the bet on under 120.5 in the Houston-Wichita State game, and then just like that, like, points are scored in bunches. That's the weakness of the 2-3 zone. Baylor didn't rebound. Man, this Wake Forest Virginia total just keeps creeping up and up and up. The Michigan game. Okay, they're up by 6. Remember I wanted to jump in on Michigan at minus 7.5 and I didn't? Man, this total keeps creeping up. Baylor. I could have sworn it was 26-17. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Boston College and Duke is back. I'm surprised, I'm really hoping they slow it down in the second half because I have the under there. Yeah, I don't have a good feeling about this Wake Forest Virginia under. Yep. Let me know if you have any live betting requests and I can get that into you. Yeah, remember when we were toying with playing Duke at like +3? Feels like a long time ago. Yeah, I thought this Wake Virginia game was going to go under, but Wake Forest is clearly pushing the pace in that one. Not ideal. And the thing is, Wake Forest hasn't played that many games this year, and yet they're doing pretty good against the Virginia defense. Yeah, that game is definitely going to go over. Yeah, I got under 133. It's being offered at 138.5 now. What happened to Virginia's defense and pace? Like, I projected a 59.6 possession game, and they're gonna blow away by that. Yep. Good for Wake Forest for pushing the pace, but yep, their tempo is 70.6. All right, Baylor is a fast break, and they're back. Oh, he missed the fast break. Man, what a choke. Baylor guy's wide open to the basket, and he misses it. Like, nobody in front of him. Gosh. That's the type of stuff that happens on games I put live bet money on. Like, wide open to and he just misses. He had, like, nobody within 10 feet of him, and he just misses it. Gosh. Duke just tied it up. I'm surprised that Duke came back, but I'm not at the same. Boston College isn't that good of a team, but I just thought Duke not playing in the last 3 weeks was going to make it hard for them to make up that gap. I really did. All right, Houston's up by 11 now, so at least we made one good live bet tonight. Man. I need this Houston game to go under, but it's not looking good. They're at 100, and I have under 120.5. Maybe Houston can slow the game down now that they have this lead. No, they keep scoring points in bunches, though. Yeah, that game's going to go over. I'm not making good. This live betting experiment tonight has not worked out. Especially on totals. It looks like I'm going to lose all of these totals. Like, they literally scored 8 points in this game in 30 seconds in the Wichita State-Houston game. Oh, they're definitely going to go over in the Wake Forest game. Yeah, everything turned around for Baylor after that missed fast break. They were about to go up by 15, and then Oklahoma cut it to 5. Yeah, this Wichita State-Houston game's definitely going to go over. Maybe like I should do the opposite of what my model says when it comes to live betting. Maybe that's how they do it. They bait you. They're like, okay, the people the models are going to do this, so let's put the line at this to bait them into taking the wrong play. Like, what are the odds of my model being on the wrong side of all these live bets tonight? And that's the thing. I've made most of these bets in the second half. I mean, like, whatever my model has said was going to happen is the opposite has happened after I placed the live bet. The live total I have in this Wake Forest game was I took it at under 133.5 because at the time my model was saying it was going to be about 115 or so. But now it's all the way up to 1 because, you know, like My pre-game projection was a total of 102.9 because Virginia plays so slow. And, I just thought they were going to slow Wake Forest down, but that hasn't been the case. It's been a high possession game because Wake Forest has been able to dictate the pace by making shots. Like, the only way that's going to go under is if Virginia can slow the game down and play the pace that was expected before the game. Man, I knew I should have taken Michigan at minus 7.5 when I had the chance, and I didn't. This book doesn't offer live money lines. Just spreads and totals. All right, Baylor's back up by 12, so that was quick. Duke spread live right now is 9.5. I don't know. I think that's asking too much. My model only has it at 8.5. I think Boston College at 9.5 would actually be the play there. I might jump in on Boston College here. Yeah, I'm considering jumping in on Boston College at 9.5. All right, let's do it. Boston College plus 9.5. All right, we're in. I'm in. And now that I've placed the bet on Boston College, they're going to unravel and lose by 20. It's been the theme of the night. Is that game on TV, by the way? ACC Network, we already went through that. In case you're wondering, I don't get the ACC Network, even though I pay for the sports package, which is weird. Baylor is up by 14 now. At least the projected total in the Duke game is going down. That's good. What do they have it at on my app? They have it at 161, so. Man, remember when I could have taken Xavier at plus 2.5 and I was about to do it? It's like the story of the night isn't just that I'm losing my live bets, it's that I'm missing the boat on certain ones. All right, Boston College, yeah. Just hit a 3 to go up, so that's the first time tonight I think I've placed a live bet. Well, besides the Houston game. So Houston game and now Boston College, I place a bet and something good actually happens. I mean, I have Cox Cable and I bought the sports package. I pay extra to get all the sports, like the niche sports channels. I used to have YouTube TV, but I canceled it now that because I wanted to get Cox so I could watch TV and not consume bandwidth while I'm doing these streams. That's why I did Cox. Even though I have the top tier internet package, the Gigablast or whatever, you know, I didn't want to like be streaming at the same time and just crushing my bandwidth. Yeah, this Houston game is about to go over. Which would make me officially 0 for 3 on live bets. Baylor, they're up by 17. I'm just waiting for them to score one more basket in this Wichita State-Houston game so I can officially mark my live bet in that game as a loss. Yeah, I'd love to bet the Boston College money line if I could, but it's just not offered. Man, remember when I was about to place a bet on Michigan minus 7.5 and I was like, you know what? Nah, I'll wait. What can I get them at now? It's too late now. The ship is sailed. Now they're at minus 22.5. That ship has sailed. I mean, I might as well bet Minnesota at this point. Boston College just hit a 3, so they're up. At least we can see now why Coach K didn't want to play games this year, because they suck. All right, Wake Forest and Virginia started back up for the second half. That total just keeps creeping up and up and up. Haven't seen a lot of down arrows on it tonight. All right, I need this total to keep going down, but it's going up. At least, I think, just based on the first, I don't know how many minutes of the second half, in this Virginia game, there's only been 4 points scored in the first 2 minutes, so that's at least a positive development for my under. So maybe either Virginia's clamped down on defense more or the pace is being slowed down. Yeah, Robert S., I think you're right, because I paid for like the highest sports tier there is. There is no higher sports tier I can buy at Cox. So I'm surprised. Maybe you can only get it on DirecTV. Man, they still haven't scored another point in that Houston game. It's still at 119 or 117. What Virginia likes to do is they like to get ahead and then really slow things down. Man, what's going on in this Houston game? They haven't scored any points in the last, 3 minutes. Yep, it's flatlined. I mean, I'm still not getting my hopes up, but, I still have a small chance of that going under. My model actually has it going under now. But, with all the free throws and everything we're bound to see here at the end, yeah, it's totally flatlined. This game is totally flatlined. Yeah, that's the thing. If Houston were up by 17 instead of 7, I would say, okay, yeah, it's going under. But Wichita State's going to foul a million times, and we'll see a lot of free throws, and that'll be that. The question is, will the Boston College Duke game go under? That's the question. Seems like it's slowed down a little bit. But I just need this Virginia game to keep slowing down too. Okay, yeah. Wichita State fouled Houston. They just made 2 free throws. So now literally I'm 2 points away from the under bet losing. You know what? Here's a way that game could go under. Wichita State takes too much time on this upcoming possession. They shoot a shot. They miss it. Houston rebounds it. They get fouled, which is what just happened, by the way. So there's 22 seconds left, and Houston's going to the line. So if Houston can miss one of these two free throws, and then Wichita State misses their next shot, and then they decide not to foul after the miss, then it could technically, that's my path to the game going under. That is my path. Okay, he made the first free throw, so I'm pretty much screwed if he makes the next one. He made it. All right. It was a path. It was a path, but I'm now 0-3 officially on live bets tonight. It was a path. I had it worked out in my head. I will place no more live bets until I win one. Man, remember when I could have got Xavier at plus 2.5 and I was about to do it? Well, yeah, I won one. I won the Houston minus 4.5. Okay, I got one. Okay. That Wake Forest Virginia total keeps creeping up and up and up. All right, the Boston College Duke is now down back to 152.8. So that game is slowed down. That's what I'm looking for. Creighton is up by 11 at half. That's good. Man. Let's not forget the first live bet I placed tonight, and that was Louisville when they were up by 12, and my model said they were going to win by about 16, and then they just tanked right after I placed the bet. Man, I also had the chance to take Michigan minus 7.5 earlier, too. I don't know what to deal with. I think Auburn, it's Bruce Pearl. You never know what you're going to get with his teams. Right now I have them losing by about 15.9. What are they being offered at live right now? So I can get Auburn plus 14.5 or Ole Miss minus 14.5 right now. I'm not going to touch that. And the total, 141. So my model's right in line with what's going on. I'm not going to touch that. The Duke total continues to fall, which is good. They're offering it at 159 right now. Man, they scored 16 points, 17 points in the last 16 seconds of this Houston-Wichita State game. I told you this is going to be a free throw fest. All right, I'm gonna do a win probability for Duke right now. So it has Duke winning about 72.6%. It's going to go over 57.8% of the time, and that over is 150.5. What do I think about South Carolina? They're not offering any odds on that game on this book, but we can look. Right now has them by about 11.5, total of 130. They were 3.5-point favorites going in. My model had it by 14. Yeah, this Virginia game's definitely going to go over. Another live bet failure. I appreciate it. Yeah, I took Baylor live, and that's looking good, but man, this Virginia, it looked like for a while there the Virginia game was going to slow down, but they're not playing defense. Neither team is. Yeah, both teams are shooting 60% in that game. No defense at all. I mean, you can't predict something like that. No model can predict something like that. Yeah, Baylor looks like they're on track to win by 28, but hasn't been the best predictor tonight. The question is, will this Boston College game go under my live bet? It says my model's projecting it at 150.5, right as what the posted total was. Can they keep slowing it down? So apparently I can watch the ACC network online with my cable subscription. Yeah, it was not a good night for my model on spread bets. I mean, there's still some outstanding bets out there, but Yeesh. As far as the games that have actually been completed, only 2 wins. 2. 2 and 15. That's bad. I actually don't do first and second half for the model because you can't really... you could project how many possessions are going to be in each half and then how many would be in an overtime, hypothetically, but it's not an even divider because usually the second half has more possessions than the first half because of fouling at the end and then overtime. So I would have to come up with a way to determine out of the projected tempo for the game how many of those possessions would come in the first half and how many in the second half, and I just haven't got that granular. I like to keep it simple. How I do live betting, I just base it how many possessions estimated I have remaining and go from there. Man, remember when I was going to bet Michigan minus 7.5 and I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm going to wait. And now they're up by 32. My only glimmer of hope in the Virginia game is that now that Virginia has a 9-point lead, that they just totally go full slowdown and just clamp down on Wake Forest. Yeah, I'm going to do my baseball model again. Yeah. If they play a full 162 games this year, though, I probably won't start it until May. Just because I like to take that first month off and just get everything going, not have to rely so much on preseason numbers. That's the reason I had to rely so heavily on this past year is because 50-game year I had no choice. But I'd like to let a month, 6 weeks perhaps, go by before actually starting. But yeah, I'll once college basketball season's over, I'll take some time off because I get up literally every morning. I get up to do this model. It takes about 15 minutes every morning to update it, but just take a few weeks off just to give myself a break, and then go back and make the baseball model fixes I needed to make from last year. Because I had a lot of things planned to fix, so I'll do that probably in April, late April. And then hopefully get things going by mid-May, maybe Memorial Day as a target date. Well, my worst case scenario with this Wake Forest game was it being close at the end and then there being a bunch of fouls. But if Virginia can be Virginia and just slow the game to a crawl. Oh man, this total for Boston College and Duke is going up again. Dang it. For a while there, it was looking like we were going to go under. But yeah, I need Virginia to be Virginia and just go full slowdown. I don't have a book that offers team totals. They don't really offer those in Las Vegas. I think they actually offer it on NBA, I think. But not college basketball. At least not from what I'm seeing. Basically, if I can't write a script to automatically import the odds, I won't put it in there. because that's the most important part. Like, that's how I could do so many different bet types in baseball last year, because I could get those numbers directly from my book at the time. And I wrote a script to automatically import them into a file. But if I can't automatically import odds, I'm not going to include them in my model, because you need to be able to track it. And I'm not going to sit there and manually enter in odds every day. I might do it in a sport like baseball where there's only so many games, but you can't do it in college sports. I've never bet MLB preseason. I can't. I don't see how that would work from a model standpoint. Yeah, I think this Boston College game is going to go over. Man, Baylor, I don't know what for a while it looks like Baylor's going to win this game by 30, and then they just look terrible for stretches as well. I think this Boston College Duke total is going to come down to the wire. I just need Virginia to keep being Virginia, though. At least Creighton's up by 14. Come on, Virginia. Keep being you. Keep slowing the game down. Man, they need to stop fouling in this BC Duke game. I did first 5 inning team totals in baseball. Like I said, I just need to be able to, I need a database. I need like a website or something where I can just copy and paste all the odds that are listed and just parse it into a file. If I can't do that, then I'm not going to put it in. That's the most important part of any model, is being able to track the actual bets. So unless you want to manually enter in odds for every single game, which I don't, especially in like college sports where you can have over 100 games a day, then you need to only put in bet types that you can automate the extraction of odds for. At least Wake Forest hasn't scored any points in the last 6 minutes of that game. All right, now the total's back at 130.7. That's good. All right, Creighton's up by 17. So we got a media timeout with 3:28 left in the Boston College Duke game. It's at 1:44 right now. I have Boston College plus 9.5 live. That's probably going to hit. I don't see why I would lose at this point. I could really use this Virginia game going under. All right, so out of a timeout, Duke gets 2 offensive rebounds and scores a layup. If Boston College is smart, they slow this game down. And they did not. They shot the ball with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Yeah, I think this Duke game's going to go over unless, yeah, it's not looking good. I wonder what live line they're offering now. Not that I'm going to bet it, but for so it's 137.5 for Wake Forest and Virginia. That's because Wake Forest just hit a 3. Virginia needs to play defense and slow the game down, and this game can go under. But they're not. They're not playing defense. Man, like I said, Baylor was looking good for a while, but they're just starting to not look good. No, I don't get emotional in this stuff. I don't bet enough money to get emotional. That's the thing. The people who get emotional when they're watching their games they bet on bet too much money. I mean, I guess everyone's definition of too much money is different, but yeah, the people you see get really mad, they bet too much money according to them. All right, I need a brick fest in this last 90 seconds of this Duke Boston College game. A brick fest, a brick-laying feast, where they run the clock down and miss a shot, and then the other team runs the clock down and misses a shot. Dang it. And of course, Duke makes a three-pointer right out of a timeout. So that's not what I needed. And now, that kind of ends it there because now it's just going to be a foul fest. And it'll go over. Yep, just went over. So that's a loss. So 1-4 on. All these total bets I made just didn't pan out. I mean, it was looking good there for a while for the Boston College Duke game, and then all of a sudden, the team stopped playing defense. Yeah, I think that three-pointer Wake Forest just buried me for the under in that game. That's the thing, though. Virginia is not being Virginia. They're not slowing the game down. So there's 2.5 minutes left in their Virginia game. The total is at 126, and Virginia has the ball. So if Virginia beats Virginia, they'll slow, their next possession down. The question is Wake Forest going to go into full foul mode? I hope not, but we'll see. I mean, I guess what I've learned tonight, this is my first night live betting, is that there were opportunities that I wanted to take but was hesitant on. I feel like if I took those instead of clammed up on them, it could have been a better night. But the totals just weren't there. The live totals. Very good chance that I go 0-3 on the live totals because Ugh. All right, Baylor's up by 17 now. I mean, there's a good chance I'm going to go 4-2 on live spread bets. Yeah, Wake Forest putting up 39 in the first half was just, they shot 62% or something like that. That was definitely but yeah, there is a good chance I could go 4-2 on live spread bets, and I also passed up on a couple that I, regret. That could have made me 6-2 if I had just, one of them timed out on me. I tried to bet Xavier +2 or something like that, and it timed out, and I missed the boat. Bill S. No, the live bets I made are over here. I need to create a section for live bets, but I just put this in right here. Everything else is, bets made this morning. Obviously, keyless, it was not a good day, as you can see over here, minus 23 units, but those are without keys. With keys, it'd probably be a different story. Not a good story, but different. All right, Baylor's up 19. Just like that. They were up by 8 3 minutes ago. The only circuit thing I have is that shirt. And when I was there watching the playoff games this past Friday, there was a lot of people there wearing that shirt. That's the thing. I went to the Circa to watch the playoff games for college football last Friday, and it was packed. I mean, there's a lot of people there. So it was funny. In the seating at the sports book, they had signs on seats saying you can't sit here because of social distancing, and people are just taking them off and sitting there anyway, and nothing was done about it, which is fine, I don't care. There was one on the seat next to me and someone ripped it off and sat down. I didn't care at all. Yeah, this is my first ever live betting stream. I'm going to go 0-3 on live totals unless, unless Virginia can just totally close it out here, but it's not going to happen because they're not defending without fouling, so probably not going to happen. Can Virginia just totally close this out? I don't know. Can't let Wake Forest score 39 points in the first half. I agree. Bill S., so far it's just been, I've been running my projections and everything, and if I think there's a big enough difference from what the live line has been offered than what my model says, I've been betting it. There's really been no keys or any detailed system yet. I haven't got that granular. I should probably keep a log though, that way I can track the performance. Which I might do. I might program that in. like if there's a certain gap, between what my model says and what the line is over time, and see like what the gap is before I play it. But all the totals look good. Like the 3 totals that I'm probably going to lose, they all looked, they all had, 8 or more points of differential between what the line was and what my model was saying, and they're all going to lose. Man, Wake Forest just made a 3. That's the thing. Like, they're 10 of 19 from 3. That game was never going to go under with that. So that 3-pointer is pretty much the dagger. Oh, well. If Wake Forest doesn't foul here, I have a chance. But that's what I said earlier about Wichita State and Houston, and they did end up fouling. Yeah, if Wichita State did not foul in that game, it would have gone under. Okay, so Wake Forest is not fouling, so I have a chance. Come on. If they miss the shot here, it might go under. Oh, it went under. Virginia Wake Forest went under. Yes. Yes. Oh, man. That was a very lucky under. Wow. Now if I could just close these bets out, I might have a winning live betting night after all of that. Wow. So according to the play-by-play, like, Wake Forest made a 3 with 141 left, and no points were scored after that. So Virginia missed a 3 with 112 left, and then Wake Forest rebounded it, missed a layup, and then Virginia rebounded it, and Wake Forest did not foul. And then Virginia missed their shot, and then Wake Forest rebounded and missed and didn't foul after Virginia got the rebound. Yep. Wow, that was a lucky under win, but I was due for one after that. After the way the others have played out. All right, Creighton's up by 28, so that one's looking good. Baylor's up by 18, that's looking good, and then Boston College is down by 3. As long as that game doesn't go to overtime, I'm good there. Yeah. Yeah, so how many of you followed me on that under game in the Virginia and with Virginia? Like, how many of you guys followed me on that? Man, that was no points scored in the last 2 minutes to go under. That was lucky. Man, what if that missed fast break that Baylor had earlier ends up being the difference? I still can't believe that went under. I mean, there is a very narrow path and it happened. That's like hitting an inside straight in poker. Kind of like how that Houston-Wichita State game, that's how I said it had to end. That's exactly what happened in the Virginia game. One of the key components of that Wichita State path was no fouling, and Wake Forest didn't foul. I'm surprised.
And the live, I saw the live total in that Virginia game go up to like 144 at one point. That's how bleak it was looking. Oh man, Oklahoma just hit a back-to-back threes and now they're down 12. Dang it. So it looks like Boston College is going to cover this 9.5. I'm going to put that as a W. So I'm 3-4, 2 to go. Baylor was looking good. They could have gone up by 20. So here's what happened in this Baylor game maybe a minute ago. They had the white guy in the post, number 24 for Baylor, had the ball and missed 2 putbacks in a row that he should have made, and then Oklahoma hits 2 threes in a row, and now they're down by 12. It's been that kind of night. Man, I can't wait to see what the keys are going to be tomorrow after this minus 21 keyless unit night. You know, I was feeling good, too, after I fixed the model before the stream. I was feeling good, but, you know, it's a small sample size. Auburn's kind of making a run here. Are there any live bets left to be made? Auburn was down by 20, and they're only down by 11 now. The spread was 7 if you had them. I know someone was asking about them earlier. Oh, I have to log back in. Man, Creighton's up by 30 now. I think my 9.5 is safe there. So there's a chance I could end up the night positive on live betting. So right now it's minus 29.5 for Creighton. Utah State and New Mexico is being offered. I can get in at Utah State minus 19.5 or New Mexico plus 19.5. Oklahoma and Baylor, right now it's Baylor minus 13.5. That's not ideal. Totals, I can get Utah State, New Mexico 128.5. That's right in line with what I have. Seton Hall and Creighton is 144. That's right in line with what I have. Oklahoma and Baylor is 140.5. A little higher than what I have. Yeah, there's all the totals are literally right in line with what my model has. So Oklahoma's now 11.5 because they just scored. Man, every time it seems like remember someone at the very beginning of the stream was like Texas A&M plus 3.5 looks good. Well, they're down by 22. But every time it seems like Baylor's going to pull away and win by 15 easily, we're running out of time here. There's only 5 minutes left and they're up by 11. I'm telling you, that putback that number 24 missed earlier is the difference. Okay, they're up by 13 now. Yeah, New Mexico, I don't know what's happened with that program. Remember, they were really solid, like from 2009 to 2014. They were a good Mountain West program, and now they're like body bag material in the Mountain West. I just think they made bad coaching hires after Steve Alford left. I get they fired Craig Neal, but then they hired the coach from New Mexico State after one season. Like, that guy was coach at New Mexico State for one season and they hired him. Like, that's just stupid. That's just a bad hire. And that New Mexico State coach inherited a strong program from Marvin Menzies before him. As Baylor misses another layup. Geez, they were missing all kinds of layups and putbacks tonight. But, I just don't get why New Mexico is, it's bad coaching hires. Oklahoma just missed a tip in, so it goes both ways. My model has it right at 15.5 right now for Oklahoma Baylor. But yeah, this is going to be the game that decides whether I have a profitable night live betting or not. Looks like Baylor's going to go to the line. Going into 3 minutes left, Baylor's up by 13. Why did Texas hire Steve Sarkisian? Well, I think that's not a great hire. I talked to all my friends at TCU, and none of us are really fearing the hire. I lived in Seattle for a couple years, and all the University of Washington fans I know didn't like him. They called him 7-win Sark because he could never win more than 7 games. So I just, he never proved himself as a head coach. And a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, he reinvented himself, but we'll see. But as of right now, I just don't see, I don't know. I won't fear it until I have a reason to fear the hire. All right, so I'm going to give Creighton a win. They're up by 33. So really, it's coming down to Baylor minus 15.5 for live betting tonight. The live total for Creighton Seton Hall is 146. Utah State is 128. That's right in line with what it is. This is now 144. Yeah. My model is really catching up to these live totals right now. Okay, it just posted 142.5 Seton Hall Creighton. I don't know. Is an over the right choice? Nope. Just went back down to right at where it at 142.5. Billy Napier, we'll see. I'd like to see how he does at a bigger school. I'd like to see, he's done well at UL, don't get me wrong. I think it all depends on where he goes. That's the question. All right, time to see. What happens in this Baylor game. Three-pointer missed. Could have used that 3 from Baylor, but oh well. I'm not feeling good after that missed 3. Missed 3 by Oklahoma, so Baylor has a ball back, 2:47. Three-pointer Baylor. Good. All right. So they're up by 16. All right. I needed that. 2 minutes left. All right. 2 minutes left to determine profitability for live betting on night one. Oh, steal by Baylor. Fast break. 3-on-1. Can't blow this. He made it. All right, they're up by 18. All right. They didn't blow that one. Three-pointer Oklahoma. Oh, they made it. Dang it. I couldn't. That was the last. That was like the one thing I needed to avoid right there. I made 3. And Baylor, 15 seconds, 14, 13, 12. This is going to come down to the wire right here. Oh, goaltending, right? Goaltending? Yes, goaltending. All right. All right, so Baylor's up 17 with a minute left. Oh, man, this is literally coming down to the wire. Oh, block. Oh, he's going to the line. I thought that was a clean block, but it is what it is. Man, Creighton's up by 40. I'd like to see how they are in my model tomorrow. Beating Seton Hall by 40 is going to do some good things for you. Dang it. OU made both free throws. So really, I need Baylor to make this. I need them to score here. Otherwise, I'm going to come short. All it comes down to this possession. And they're going to do an ISO. High pick and roll. Contested three-pointer at the end of the shot clock. Missed. Not rebounded. Yep, this one's over. Oh, steal. Oh, and a foul. A foul. I might have just been bailed out by that foul right there. Because Oklahoma rebounded the miss and then tried to do a long pass across the floor, and Baylor stole it and got fouled on the steal. I might have just been bailed out by a foul. Does this guy a good free throw shooter? That's the question. Utah State, the total right now is 131.5, and I have it at 128.5, and that's halftime. All right, Baylor made the free throw. They're up 16. All right, this is literally going to come down to what OU does after this free throw. Ugh. He made both, so Baylor is up by 17, but it doesn't really matter. If OU makes a shot here, they cover. And backdoor, man. Backdoor dunk. Oh, well. Lost it by half a point. Half a point away. Oh, well. It was fun. I had a good night. I had fun. Backdoor dunk. Nobody covered him. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. That's pretty much all the games. I mean, really nothing left to bet. That was fun. All right, guys. This is it for this live betting stream. I'll do another one Saturday. So stay tuned. We'll do it again. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.